And then, yeah, just add some more details to it. Like that, okay? All right. So that was this one. Okay, now coming to this one. This is very similar to, this is actually, reminds me of two things, and both of those were inspiration for me while doing this one. It is a bit like the flower petals that we make, the regular flower petals, and also the scales that you see on animals, like say a snake or even a fish. So it's kind of like a combination of those two. Again, what you need to do is, for example, if this is my defined space that I'm choosing to work with, I will start from one corner and start making these scales. Okay. Then this space where they kind of meet, in that space, we draw the second line of scales. And so on and so forth. So like, then for the next step where you see the space, they're meeting each other, that is where you draw. And if you see, the space between the scales goes on increasing. In your first line, in this first line, they're all touching each other. In the second line, the space increases a bit more. And the third line increases a little bit more. And then in the fourth line is where my space gets over. So to get that overlapping feel, you need to make sure that you cover, like you don't leave any white spaces. You go right to the edge, and whichever, for your last layer, if you can't make all of it, just like fit in as much as you can. Okay. Once we do that, then something which is super important in art is negative space. Okay. Learning to work with negative space and learning to use white as a color. Okay. You don't have to always fill in something with a color. White in itself also can add a lot. So what I do is I superimpose it with a smaller pattern in the inside of it. It's the same shape, but it just leaves out that, little bit border. Okay. After that, now definitely this is something you can leave like this if you want. One thing that you can try is adding some lines here. You can start from the tapered end and work your way down. Like that. If you want, another variation that you can do in this is keep the lines straight instead of having them meet each other at the end. Something like this. Okay. Or even work with horizontal lines instead of diagonal ones. So basically, once you have a shape ready, you can play around with it till you find something you like. Yeah, till you find something you like and then use that. And an excellent way to kind of, come up with your own patterns or own creations is this. Take a basic shape and then challenge yourself to work on it in as many ways as possible. Okay, now this one, very interesting. I'll zoom it in a little bit. Okay, so you can see this kind of, it kind of looks that caterpillar cocoons that they go into before they emerge out as butterflies. Okay. Again, simple. If this is the space that we are dealing with. We'll start by making a wavy line. All right. But important, the tops are not pointed. They're quite flat. It's like these soft sea waves. We make the first one. Then for the second one, we do the same thing, but in the opposite direction. And we make sure that the highs and the lows are touching each other. Yeah, okay. Like that. And then what you start doing is within these individual these that you've created, cocoon like structures, you start drawing some curved lines, again not straight curved lines with their ends overlapping. Okay, that the ends overlapping is what gives the edges a slightly thicker feel. And honestly, I personally love working with just black and white. Okay, colors is not really my it doesn't fall into my personal realm of creativity. I only work with colored stuff when I'm working on like something commissioned. When I'm just drawing for myself, I tend to work a lot with black and white. And here, the way you add depth and dimension to your work is by just with this thickness of strokes. You just have one color to work with, which is black. So you leave out as much negative space as you can, and you vary the thickness of strokes in black. Okay. So this is how we can go on filling this in. I really hope everybody is drawing along with me, because I would love to see some of your finished artworks by the end of the workshop. Okay, so I think that's clear. Uh, Another small demonstration here, if we were to not have the lines overlapping each other and we just drew them slightly apart, we'll still end up with something that looks nice. But yes, it will look a lot more flat and unidimensional. Something like this. Okay, but you could maybe add some dots here to make it into a different kind of pattern. Okay. Now this one is, I think, fairly simple. But still, I will just quickly demonstrate it before moving on to some of the other things that I want to talk about and emphasize on. Okay. I start with making triangles, pointed this time. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think isosceles triangles with two sides equal. Yeah, been a long time since studied geometry. But okay, so we make these triangles first. Then inside those triangles, I proceed to add these diagonal lines. Okay. And outside, vertical lines. This one I would say is a lot more geometric because the lines are also less curved and they are like more straight. So you can see that it really stands out from the rest of the work. Okay. The fish tail or the fins, again, very simple. I just draw a basic shape like that. And I continue. I mean, I go on to add these lines which are really, really close to each other, often overlapping. Okay. So yeah, that's the very, very basic of it. Of course, you can take it to as advanced stage as you want. So now I will request everyone to maybe just show me what you've worked on so far. I will stop the screen share for a second. Stop share. Okay. Anybody wants to go first, just put up your paper on the screen, and I just would love to see what you've drawn so far.
I've done just rough work.
That's cool. Let's take a look. Slightly closer. Wait, let me pin you. Then I'll do it. Okay, nice, nice. You got the hang of it, I think. I like that you've added like your own little spin to it on the sides. Yeah, who that was Khushi, right? So who else? Saloni, I think. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, I'll just show you.
Okay, that's a really good start. You've already covered quite a lot. So very good speed there and great proportions. So continue working on that.
Okay, ma'am.
And I think you guys can straight away dive in with the pen also if you have that at hand. You don't really like need to, work with pencil first and then move on to the pen. Mehek, I think, yeah. Super good, Mehek. Just wait. I'm not able to pin your chat. I wanted to see it slightly bigger. Okay, but yeah, really, really good, like neat, very neat and controlled penmanship there. So good job, Mehek. I think you're ready to take it to the next step and start actually draw the fish and start using the patterns there. Okay, anybody else? Maybe another person or so before I then move on to the next thing I want to talk about. Okay, cool. So now I would say that continue working on this, and I will just touch upon a few more topics. I, don't want to bore you guys, but with theory, but honestly, I really, really want you to understand why, we are doing things the way we are. Okay. So, as you work on it, I just want to kind of decode the word meditation a little bit. It's become a big buzzword and everybody's doing it or learning it. So in simplest terms, meditation is nothing but a mental exercise where you learn to focus your attention on a single thing or activity so you can observe them without judgment. Nowhere the idea is to control the thoughts from coming to you. You don't need to stop them or change them, but just learn to not get consumed by them. That's the whole goal of it. Because repressing any feeling or emotion, it's frankly not just impossible, but it's also very unhealthy if tried. So learn to observe your mind as a third person, and eventually you start understanding it better. Second thing, mindfulness. So what that means is being fully engaged and aware in a moment, thought or activity, or in simple words, being completely present. So we are very, very conditioned to believe that, multitasking equals efficiency, but unfortunately, we are not wired to function our best that way. Our full potential is utilized only when we concentrate on single thing at a time. Okay, these days I think we have this habit of double triple screening also. Something is on the TV, we'll be doing Instagram on our phone or playing a game, and there's laptop with mails on in front of you. So all that really, really uh, reduces, I would say, the efficiency of your mind. Okay, it's kind of like, when you have too many tabs open in your laptop or on your phone, it starts hanging, and then you have to kind of close everything or maybe restart it to get it to work again. So the same thing is with your mind. Third important term to understand is consciousness, which means being awake and being aware. uh, when we are paying attention to what's happening around us, our mind and body are tensed. They're, it's said to be it's called a tensed state of being. The opposite of it is unconscious, sleeping, fainting, being in a coma. In all these, we are in a relaxed state. So in meditation, the idea is to combine these two opposites. You need to be aware, but you also need to be relaxed. So the goal is to be in a laid back, passive, internal state, but not going to sleep. Okay, going to sleep is not meditation. Next thing, how to meditate. So this is where again there's a lot of misconception. It's not just about sitting straight with your eyes closed. That's definitely one of the ways to do it, but it takes years and years to sit still in a way that's actually beneficial. So for people like us who are not monks or saints, we can pick out any activity that feels natural. So exercising, cooking, painting, gardening, singing, stitching, they can all be forms of meditation. And in my experience, anything that involves using your body like in a physical sense instead of just using your brain, and especially the hands, it's a great way to calm down and like recenter yourself. You if you pick out examples from your own life, I think you will also kind of start it'll make sense to you what I'm saying. So if you want to meditate but you're unable to sit ideal for like extended periods of time, or you end up going to sleep, then please find what comes effortlessly to you. Develop your own unique practice. Okay, start small, maybe like 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day, and work your way up. So, and for me, after trying like a lot of things over the years, I realized that doodling is the best and the simplest way to meditate, especially if someone feels that they don't have a hobby or they do not have the time or resources to develop a new one. Right? So, I'm not sure. Okay, how long is the duration of this workshop? 1 hour?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So I will not go a lot deeper into things. Um, yeah, I'm not touching on that. Okay. In case somebody is already finished, you're quite quick and you've already finished the fish assignment, I have another example on the screen. Okay, this is like these really, really simple greeting cards. Okay, because a lot of people ask me that, what is the best way to kind of share our art with somebody, instead of just having it sit in a drawer at home or sit in a notebook. So I feel that nowadays, with digitization being everywhere and just a lot of texting, chatting, calling, anything handmade, it says a lot about how much you care about the other person. So it's just very simple, two greeting cards. Happy birthday, you can easily replace it with happy anniversary or whatever. If you've already if you're done with the fish or you want to try another thing for the workshop, pick either of these two designs and you can start on that too.
Yes, actually, Molshree ma'am, can you show us a picture of that fish again?
Yeah, sure. Slight lag there. Yeah. I will zoom it out a bit. Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
Got it? Okay, super. So if you're still on the fence about uh, using art in general as a meditative technique, by all means explore some other things too. But I just feel it's very, very well suited because just by its nature, it's very spontaneous and naturally flowy. Okay, uh, in an ideal scenario, when you're making art, it's not pre-planned. There's no like thinking and planning that goes into it. It just flows through you, right? Secondly, this is, I would say, specifically to doodling, maybe not so much in case of other art forms like oil painting, watercolors. where you need, like, it's a bit technique oriented, right? You need a bunch of material and there's a steep learning curve as well. So it may take years to kind of, make a painting that you're proud of. But, the reason that I kind of always begin my workshops with the doodling topic is because here, the first time you pick up a pen, you end up with a creation you like, and which kind of encourages you to do it again and again, right? Thirdly, most important thing, which I mentioned that I'm going to talk about a bit later, is the reason for going with repetitive patterns. Okay, they have a very, very calming effect on us. The reason for that being is nature in general, which includes human body and every other creature. It thrives on routine. Okay, the sun will rise at the same time from the same place every day, no matter what. Animals, they migrate to same place, same time every year. Seasons come and go predictably, very predictably. Of course, with global warming and everything, things are, getting moved around a lot, but that is the essence of it. So while, we think that to keep life interesting, we need to be always chasing something new, we function our best on repetition and routine. Okay, so of course, if you're just, expecting benefits to start showing themselves right from the first time you do it, of course it's not going to happen. You have to kind of cultivate this habit, whatever you're doing. Okay, it could be art, it could be exercising, it could be singing. You have to cultivate that habit. You have to kind of make it a ritual. You could do it in the morning, right after you wake up, or before you go to bed. Just set aside 15-20 minutes, and trust me, you will see that magic happening in your life. You will see your brain clearing out. You will find your thinking to, your decision making ability a lot more stronger. Your creative thinking become a lot more stronger. And even if you're not in a creative field, that's completely fine. You need all this in your regular life too. You need to have a clear, calm, rested head. And last, and the most underrated reason is just the soothing nostalgia of putting pen to paper. Okay, I guess with college also, and especially with this pandemic, the last 2 years, things have become overly digital. Weeks would have passed where we would even put a pencil to a paper, right? Everything is just typed, whether on the phone or on the laptop. And because of the times that we are in, moving towards this digitization, or just the way our school system is, all of us have grown up writing, right? We've grown up learning to use a pencil, then a pen, then a fountain pen, and so on. So just uh, taking some time out for yourself and just putting that pen to paper, it does wonders to your state of mind, right? So uh, that was that. Let me know if you want to if you want me to illustrate any pattern from this fish again. Otherwise, I will just bring out the cards in case anybody wants to take a screenshot of that. That's also fine. And yeah, we have about 10-15 minutes. Any questions, anybody? I think now let's start seeing what you all have done. I don't want this to be a monologue, so show me what you worked on. Ask me any questions that you may have, and I'll try my best to kind of get around to those. Can I stop the screen share? Is that fine? Because then we can see each other nicely on the big
fine.
screen. Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, if there are no questions, I just think of two things. Either like I'm a great teacher and I've just been able to condense everything so well that nobody has any doubts, which is superb. Or yeah, it's just that nobody was paying attention. So either way,
No. I think everyone's still finishing the
in that
drawing.
zone, which is great. So cool. No worries. Take your time. Work on it. But yeah, before we end this, I just want to see a little bit of what you all have done, because that's the favorite part. And okay, another thing is that if like always, maybe try and center your practice around a theme. Like you could, this one that we practiced today was Zentangle. These repetitive patterns are basically called Zentangles. You could work with themes like floral, psychedelic, space, underwater. In fact, let me see if I have some of my previous artworks centered around those themes, and I can demonstrate what I mean by that. Start broadcast, yeah, because that really keeps things very interesting. Yeah, okay, let's see. Yeah, so this would be a space theme doodle. Okay, in all of these, what you will find common is that I am very partial to black and white. Colors can definitely be a theme for you. So if you want to use, like, say, different shades of the same color, or complementary colors or contradictory colors, you can come up with some beautiful things. This again is an example of the patterns and tangle theme. You will be able to spot some of the patterns that we already did today. This is the underwater theme. Okay, so as you can see in doodling, there's honestly no level to how much advanced you can make it. It's like a serious, very serious, genre in itself, and we have some artists doing crazy, amazing work. Okay, mandalas also, if you all have heard this term called mandalas, they are also a form of doodling, and they are actually called healing mandalas. They've been used for centuries for teachers to pass on knowledge to their students and teach them ways of healing and meditation. Okay, then another one of my favorite styles is the floral style. So this on the left is the floral doodle, and on the right is a combination of mandala and zentangle. Yeah, so those are like, and then these are some of the other themes that I like working with, or that you can choose to work with.
Wow, man. All of these look so pretty. So have you made it digitally or on paper?
So it's a mix of both. What you see right now, it's on paper and like scanned digitally. Most of these are like made on paper and scanned digitally. You can actually, like, if you scroll all the way down on my Instagram, you'll be able to see these like in the normal notebook form. But the ones that I showed you today, the ones that all the designs that we saw today, they're all digital. So yeah, I work with, these are all digital designs. So I work both ways. Actually, all of I'm digital is like my primary medium. So all of my commercial work happens through this only. Um, yeah, this one is also digital. The fish is also digital as far as I remember.
Ma'am,
So
which
yeah,
application do you use to make all these?
so I personally use this application called Procreate. It's available only on tablets, and that too only on iOS. It's a paid app, but there are many apps which are free that you can get started with. Okay, there are a couple from Adobe. There's one called Ibis Paint, and there are some which are available across Android as well as tablets, as well as Apple. And Procreate, if you were to understand, it's essentially like Photoshop. You all have heard of Photoshop, right? So in digital, there's two things, vector and raster. This is a raster based program. So if you're already comfortable with Photoshop, a lot of people don't realize that in itself is a great drawing tool. You know, it's not just for editing stuff. A lot of artists draw 100% on Photoshop as well. So yeah, okay. I'm also just pulling up my email ID on the screen. In case, you know, you all want to send me your artwork after the class, I would love that. Or if you have any questions, art related or otherwise, definitely shoot me a mail or a DM. I'll be happy to chat. But yeah, I mean, just, you know, try and like keep your practice going on, you know, keep it continuous. And one way to kind of really stay in that zone and keep feeling encouraged is to join any online group. Okay, there's a bunch of, I know that we don't really use Facebook so much anymore, but it's great for artists because there are a lot of very, very dedicated groups to each art form, right? So you could join those. If you're not looking to share your art with the whole world, that's completely fine. Share it with other artists, other art enthusiasts, you know, get their feedback, give them feedback. And another thing you can do is just keep a dedicated journal. Okay, keep a dedicated notebook. You could do your rough work for practicing wherever, but for your final pieces, keep a dedicated ones, because you know there are days when you're feeling really down and you're just kind of very dejected in life. It's a great pick me up to just flip through that, go through your creations. It puts you immediately in a very positive state of mind. So that's definitely something that I recommend. I mean, even though now art is my full-time job and that's what I do the whole day, but still I have this separate notebook that I love to kind of you know, it's like my me time doing that at the end of the day. Because yeah, just doing commissions all day also really takes up your energy. Okay, that was that. So yeah, anybody who would like to maybe show if they've finished, or even if they're like whatever halfway through. Some of you already showed it to me earlier. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna now maybe just call out somebody randomly and ask them to. Yeah, Nikhil is, I was gonna say Nikhil and he already volunteered. So great. Nikhil, superb. I think you are. Yeah, why can't I like spotlight anyone? Whoever is showing, could you please spotlight them, the host, because you know it's really difficult to see it on the small screen. So okay, Rupal, oh my god, that's awesome. That's really, really good, Rupal. Very impressive. Nikhil, great. I think you've already done it in pencil first, right? I can't see that very clearly, but I can understand that. So
Yeah, yes, ma'am. I've done in pencil first.
yeah, okay, super. Great job. Great job. Rupal, again, great. Aman, would you like to show us? You've been working quite intently. I would love to see. Okay,
Yeah,
taking a
ma'am,
minute
just a
there.
minute. I'm about to complete half of it. Just a minute.
Okay, super, super, super. You guys can also. Sorry, somebody said something.
I wanted to say that I'm very curious to know that the mandala behind you in the background, is
Yeah.
it that made or
Yes, exactly. The background ma'am has.
The background, okay, so it's actually a tapestry. It's made of cloth. It's made of cloth, and it's just something that I'm experimenting with. I sampled this recently. I'm kind of, you know, working on producing some of my own products. So yeah, this is made of cloth. But yes, I've painted a lot of mandalas on the wall also. I think the biggest one was like 5.5 feet or something, and the smallest one was maybe like 2 feet. So yeah, I am a wall artist myself, but that is recent. I've very recently started doing that, but I manage a lot of wall artists. Okay, so it's just another level, they paint on like 100 feet, 150 feet buildings, and it's just crazy to see. Yeah, so thanks for noticing that. I kind of like to test it out in my workshops because I think it really suits the theme that we are talking about.
It looks
Yeah.
amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. So actually, if you guys would notice in mandalas as well as this Zen doodling that we did today, a lot of patterns and motifs are kind of, you would, find them in mehendi and henna art too. So that is also a very, very old form of doodling. Okay, they just used cone instead of pen, but that's also, again, it plays right into the narrative of being repetitive and being very calming and being very soothing. So if you like this style, then that is also some a place where you can pick out inspiration from. All right. Yeah, Yazad, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. So can I see you've been working quite diligently?
It's Yazad, ma'am.
Yeah.
It's not that great, to be honest.
That's fine. That's completely fine.
Really suck at drawing.
Oops, no, that's what I want you to like stop thinking. Okay, just bring it a little closer.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So I think you've also done it in pencil first, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Great. Looks good. Looks good. Please continue. Please continue doing. I think it's a great start. And you'll find yourself getting a lot more comfortable just in a few pieces. All right.
So-
Ma'am, should I show it now?
Yes, please.
I have done a part of it.
Okay.
Just a second, I guess, because of the
Okay,
virtual
why is
background, we are
there
not able to.
okay, there's a blur
Just
on
a
the
second.
screen.
Yeah, that's just a minute. I'll adjust it.
So are you guys all like from the same class or oh my god, wow, that's really intense. I love the extra wing that you added and really good job there. Please finish this. Make sure you finish this and
Yeah,
send
ma'am,
it
sure.
over to me. Yeah, guys,
Yeah,
do
ma'am,
that.
sure.
In case I do understand if everybody's not been able to really do a considerable amount that they feel comfortable showing right now, do share it with me over email or Instagram, whatever. I would love to see. Superb. Okay. All right.
Ma'am, so we're from different years. Like we have FYs also, and TYs also from different courses.
Okay. And has the college like reopened offline or is it all just still on?
No, I'm still online.
Bad, yeah. You all have like literally lived your college through the screen. That's
Exactly.
yeah. Students are like the group that I feel the worst about. Office people were all very happy to, work from home. It was like that dream come true, but for college, it's with no end in sight, that's the worst. Like, don't know for how long it's gonna be. So yeah, hang in there. You need all sorts of meditation now more than ever.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Okay. So guys, I do have another workshop starting in a bit. So I will log off here. I hope you all had a good time. And please do share your artworks with me, the final ones. I would love to see that.
Sure,
The
I've
team.
put your email in the chat box.
Yes.
So if anyone wants to send it, please send
And
it
this
over.
is my Instagram also, in case you want to share it over there. Either is fine. So Team Sync, thank you for having me, and you guys, all of you all, for being like such amazing and involved participants. I know that, I'm very happy to see that everyone's actually drawing and not just sitting and listening. So that's a great thing. And yeah, let's hope or we
Okay,
meet
let
each
me
other
give
in
it over for the vote of thanks.
Okay.
Hello, I'm audible. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So, ma'am, on the behalf of HR College and the Think Club, we really thank you, Miss Molshree Jain, for conducting such a grateful session and understanding us the importance of meditative art. We all, I guess, we all the volunteers had a grateful time over here. They enjoyed the session and hopefully they learned something new. And also, I want to thank all the volunteers and participants because of whom this event was actually going on. It was possible, and hope to have many more sessions with you in the future. And thank you so much for conducting this wonderful session.
Thank
And
you.
we are really grateful for it.
Thanks. Thank you for such sweet words. Okay, guys, I forgot. Just everyone, put up your artwork on the screen once. I'll take a screenshot of that. Yeah, everyone who's whatever stage you've made at, that's fine. Just put it up. Okay, super. Yeah, ready? Yes, clicking in 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you, guys. And yeah, keep doodling, keep meditating, keep slaying. I'll see you all hopefully sometime next year. All right.
Offline.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, 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 bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.